Assalamu alaikum. My name is Salim Siddiqui, and thanks for watching this continuing series on the hotconflict.com website. We're talking about the unseen world and telling the stories of the prophets and discussing some of the spiritual and supernatural elements behind each of the stories and disclosing some of the misconceptions and secret information of the secret societies that have not been known to many people, because so many people are talking about the coming changes in the world or the time of ascension or enlightenment and many of these concepts, and there's a lot of people talking about this right now during the month of November and suggesting certain things for certain dates that are starting to sound quite incredible. And we've been telling a story for quite some time. If you aren't familiar with this series, the Stories of the Prophets is the first part of this series that began almost 1 year ago, and we've been telling the background of some of those stories now. And in the end of the last series, if you recall, we ended with a warning that discussed 2012, or the changing of the sun. And we also ended with a challenge and a proof. And so this series as well will end with the same warning and also another challenge and proof. But before we get into that, we wanted to talk about where we've been so far. Now, we've said, if you understand what we're talking about, that the underlying theme is not about the end of the world or certain dates or times or certain ideas of destruction or calamity, that there are deeper, more spiritual things going on at many different levels, and we're all beginning to see the interconnectedness of so many different things. And we're saying that one of the reasons why this story exists is because we're trying to remind people of certain fundamentals, that there is a creator, the Lord Most High. In Arabic, we make that term Allah, meaning the God. And He's created angels of the light without free will who obey the commandments of their Lord, don't disobey, and other beings of smokeless fire of various kinds and various types, having also free will, some believing and some disbelieving. And we've also talked about the fact that there is now mankind, or insan, the sons of Adam, and that there are humans on this planet living that we know of, and that there are humans in other places, and that there are prophets sent to every community and every civilization with the book, and that there is heaven and hell and eternal, everlasting reward and punishment for those who believed or disbelieved, and that everything is by the plan of Allah. And we've been saying that everything in the story that I'm telling you is also by the destiny positioned and stated in a certain way. But we're going back now to some of the deeper concepts of the prophets. We started, of course, with our father Adam, where all the story starts, and reference some of the interesting things related to the Kaaba, built the first time, and the black stone. And then we went on to describe the lives of 5 specific prophets. The first being Noah, then Abraham, then Moses, then Jesus, son of Mary, and then finally Muhammad. Now, amongst the Muslims, the term for these 5 prophets are called Ul al-Azm, or the 5 great prophets. And I've outlined some of the hidden meanings behind some of their prophets, some of these prophets' background. Of course, their stories are rich and great and detailed. We're only giving part of the picture, a little bit of an outline of the map, so to speak, so that you can follow along. And we've been talking about the resetting and changing of the earth, that there was contact between us and other beings from other worlds prior to the time of Noah, and even mixing of the bloodlines. And then we said that the earth was destroyed or reset, and that after the time of Noah, new people came, and that everything was again changed, and slowly bloodlines mixing, time changing, the light and the dark battles. And we get to the time of Abraham, who then establishes the earth as a planet for the light and sets the course of the Brotherhood of Light and the family of light, or the Brotherhood of Prophets, in succession from his progeny, and makes that prayer to have righteous children who are of the light. And we know that the prophethood continues from the children of Abraham and the bloodline of Abraham, both from the children of Jacob, all the way through the various prophets of Moses, and then my brother Jesus, and then later on coming to the prophet Muhammad, which is the essence of what I've been trying to say to all my brothers and sisters in the Lightworker community, here on the face of the earth, within the face of the earth, above the skies of the earth, and everybody who can feel the vibration and essence of somebody speaking here in this third dimension reality. And we went through some of the stories and we talked about some of the interesting things. And we said that we're coming to a time that people are calling the New Age or the New Dawn. But before that happens, there is going to be a period of darkness, and that what we have been living is somewhat of a dark period right now, and things are somewhat chaotic and hectic in the world, and the idea of spiritually enlightening beings or an awakening is difficult for some people to understand. So let's put together this concept as we've been telling the tale. We've been saying this long tale in the way that it's been told, that it was Jesus, son of Mary, in the Last Supper, who at the end of the day broke his fast, gathered the disciples at the Last Supper, and told the tale from sunset to almost sunrise. Then if you understood the stories of the prophet's tale that I told, I said it was because I read a narration about the prophet getting up from morning at sunrise and beginning to tell the tale all the way till sunset, leading his people all the way into sunset. Now, I said that I told the tale in a similar fashion, from the beginning all the way to the end. And today we're doing the same thing in the Stories of Truth, where we're going all the way from the beginning all the way to the end. But we said in parts of the tale, we've seen that depending on people's position, different things have occurred. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of people are talking right now about the end of November. And people are talking about, well, is there going to be some great reveal at the end of November? Is something happening in the end of November? And we said when we were talking about this, we don't want to talk about dates, because dates are not a proper methodology of understanding truth. Let's go back into the tale, since this is a story in and of itself about ascension. So at the time of Jesus, we said that different people saw and perceived different things. And we've already begun to understand that there are different realities and different paths. And depending on what you are spiritually ready for and what you are calling to yourself, you experience what you wish. This is, after all, about free will. This is, after all, in essence, about choice. And what all of us from the light have always tried to tell anyone who listens to us is you must believe that what you deserve is coming to you, and that you are calling forth goodness with love from your heart. And if you do that, you will get what you love. And you will be with those who you love, and you will be surrounded by that which you love. It is from the heart. Now, if there are those who still tie to the world, then they have a problem, and they have issues, and they have things that they are going to have to deal with. The same is related to 2012, not being about a date, but being about a process of understanding and realization. Now, different people at the time of Jesus saw different things. Already, some of the children of Israel didn't accept the Messiah. After Jesus, son of Mary, a final messenger, a seal of the prophets, has come. And many people have not accepted his messengership. My job is not to say, oh, you must accept Islam. My job is to tell you this is the story that we understand. And these are the signs that we see based on the word that we have been given. And see if they make sense to you. See if they reflect what we are understanding. Because it is not about time and moments. It is about signs and understanding. Reflection of the pattern. a deeper comprehension of seeing how things interact together and recognizing the signs.